Are you waiting for a perfect timing before you're ready to take care of your health? This channel is about health and wealth with peace and joy, or the other way around, peace and joy with health and wealth. So today the topic might be surprising, and also let's see how we get to stop waiting for that perfect timing, especially in mid-age, and realize that we don't have to wait until we retire, or that it has to be perfect to actually be standing in our power. It's so misunderstood, and so we so reprogram that it's not okay to stand in our power and using our voice and living our legacy, instead of just leaving one behind. Hopefully, that our people pleasing, our perfectionist, our pushing ourselves, our striving will make a difference for somebody else, when we sacrifice ourselves for others. It's not what you've been asked to do. You get to actually enjoy your life. You have only one life. It doesn't have to be perfect. It gets to be start living now, today, and for you to wake up, to realize that you building your legacy every single day when you standing in your power and using your voice, and happy to return home for rekindling and reconnections when some conflicts coming from the outside, that reflecting those inner conflicts that you experience, and in order, instead of attempting to manage and controlling those outside conflicts, you peacefully returning back to your home, to yourself, and reconnecting with yourself and source power can make that true difference for you, and actually empower you and empower others to stand in their power and using their voice. That's the real difference, and that honor, physical honor of yourself, instead of that self-sacrifice, when when you honoring yourself and your body, and you actually have an easier time to be honoring others in their journeys as well. Otherwise, with that striving and pushing, you tend to attempt to control others, attempt to fix others, find some even temporary peace of mind, to not to have to deal with the intensify chaos or conflict that you experience. You might be saying things that you never meant to say, because your mind is trying to protect you, because your mind is doing some tricks on you, to start feeling safe again, and you're looking for any kind of comfort, to escape or to fight, or to freeze. Sometimes even to somehow for the pain to go away. Yes, it can be a challenging, uncomfortable, and painful experience, but many times we adding ourselves to that pain through resistance, through lack of understanding, and of what that pain is about, that they might be experienced on a very painful and very physical levels, that we get to actually come back and honor ourselves on the physical levels. And how I got so smart? Well, I've been only human and been running like that chicken without the head, and hoping and pushing and striving for success. And as Tuesday morning, my body decided to not just give me some subtle signals, but gave me like shutdown mode. So I couldn't actually feel like I can move my body, laying in bed in a Tuesday morning. That was years ago, and I had a choice. I could get to the stories. I can be frustrated with my body. I could be going in fears and running from doctor to doctor, and racking my brain and racking their brains to find some solution for it, how to fix it. Or my choice was actually to accept the situation and do something about it, and doing that from more of listening to my body and my inner wisdom, to keep reconnecting with myself and discerning some answers, what will be good for my body, what my body need, what needs to happen to clear my body from some impurities that I was putting because I wasn't paying attention of having regular meals or having healthy meals, and adding stress to all that mix, and not having how many times enough sleep, and movements of my body contribute to all that I experience. So with that determination of doing something about it, and being more open and listening, it created a real deep transformative effects that people were admiring my transformation on a deeper level because they saw it. I felt good, much better in my body. Yes, I started noticing that I'm keep dropping the sizes from size 12, 14 to size 2, and people start noticing, start admiring, and asking a lot of questions. What did I do? And I could make some suggestion to them. However, I couldn't explain fully the whole transformation that I experienced for them, because they wouldn't get it. Many times this is very unique for our own journey, and the choices that we're making, that at some point, that tipping point, that unease can create some transformative effect, that we saying enough is enough, we are ready to do something about it. And that's usually when we have a choice. We can dwell in our sorrows, or we can really make a true difference and to ourselves, and which actually can make a true difference for others. So at some point, when people were seeing that my effects, outside effects, were lasting, and for years I was able to keep up with my similar weight. Sometimes there were a few pounds here or there. However, I never kind of went back to size 12. I'm still between size, and that's size 2 and 4. Many times is still more of the size 2 and extra small. So and that's been kind of years. And somebody could say, well, I'm in now in a new era, closer to menopause, and hormonal things my somehow interfere in all that. And well, we shall see how that will develop. But so far so good. I still not really have to pay much attention because of all that transformation and work that I put on my body. I don't have a lot of like uh, cravings for certain foods, and even if I do sometimes, like even yesterday I had some craving for the bread. I choose to actually have a healthier version of it, substituted different, for example, flour with some Greek yogurt that was lactose free. And because of my daughter egg sensitivity, I put it flax seeds with some apple cider vinegar and water to it, and some xanthan gum, I believe, and I made the bread. And it came out pretty delicious, and I made like a half of loaf of it, and I enjoy it, and have that with some jam that has less sugar. So there is a possibility to come up with solutions, and it's actually it's feeling inspiring and empowering that I can do something about those things, that it doesn't have to be a certain way, that it can be a healthier option of something that I want to have, and not relying on some full of sugars and full of additives, foods that are available in the store. And I know it's convenient, and I was even looking, and that's kind of the idea came because I was looking if I can find somewhere that I don't have to do that, some kind of bread, and there were some healthier options available. However, I came across some simple recipe for that bread that I had mentioned, with like maybe 4 or 5 ingredients, and I decided to make that customized to my needs. It was also substituting, like for almond flour, I choose to have different flours, millet flour instead, for my bread, and different yogurt, so it came almost like a sweet bread because the yogurt was with liquid form instead of consistency of the yogurt. So I wasn't sure how that will work out, but it worked pretty well, and it had some flavoring, fruity flavoring. So the so the bread became a bit of a sweet bread, even though that yogurt didn't actually have a lot of sugar in it. So it was nice, kind of nicely balanced when I put some healthier butter, and actually put some jam that has less sugar. It was balancing perfectly, and it wasn't too sweet or too soury. It was great. So that's how you can go on your adventures in that creativity, and honoring yourself and your needs. And it goes beyond our physical needs, and our food options. It goes to the movement, to move our body. Even if you don't feel like going to the gym, go outside, especially in the morning, and enjoy some sun before getting too hot. Sit down, maybe move your joints, even sitting down. And there's all kinds of ways that it doesn't have to be that you pushing yourself, because it's you making this service and not honoring your body when you're attempting that it has to be things certain way, that you have to go to the gym if you're not enjoying going to the gym. Yes, sometimes it requires some efforts to really start liking something, because our mind can be overprotective, and trying to stop us from doing something that we didn't do before, or looking for some excuses not to do. And you get to actually discern, when you more connected to yourself, you start making those discernment out of your intuition and your body wisdom, what your body need, and you in that co-creation with your body, and that is more connected with your heart, with your mind, with your guts, and all is connected. And it's then at that point it's easier to make those discernment, and decode those messages, what your body need, what kind of food you want, what movements your body should have, or at what point to rest, that it's not so restrictive because of that pushing that we so used to just keep pushing and pushing, and delaying our rest for the later time, and then we too tired to actually enjoy the rest or feel the rest, because our mind will be overactive, our body will be exhausted, and it's hard to actually rest. So we possibly even pushing ourselves even more, to hoping that we'll be so tired that we numb our body to the point that we won't feel anything, and at least we won't experience pain. Or even worse, we might be resorting to something to to relieve some of that pain, maybe some medications or some substances that relieve some of that pressure that we actually put ourselves under and created. There's much more natural ways to reconnect with your body and with your spirit and with your mind and with your heart, to enjoy and keep honoring that, making that physical honor. Because why it's so important to make that honoring, it's not about the appearance but about the presence. It's about that groundness that you can experience, and to show that to the others. That's the legacy that you can live by role modeling for others, that it's possible for them. I know that you might be also getting some comments, some judgment, guilt, shame. I've been there, done that, and still experience that for my choices, that I'm feeling more aligned with choices that are good and honoring me. That some people don't understand that, and they will have a lot to say about that, including my family members. The closer one are becoming more understanding. However, some like my brother, for example, my parents, who keep dishonoring their body for the benefits of the others, dealing with some challenges, health challenges, and still lacking that understanding that it's time to honor their body. My mom is kind of bedridden. My father is a caregiver, and my mom, yes, don't have a choice but to actually and try, but still becoming antsy pantsy. She started feeling better, so she wants to move again, and she doesn't want it to be in bed all the time, or just sitting in a chair. She would like to move, and she doesn't have enough strength yet to do so, and still working on things for her to strengthen. My father, in the new role of more extensive caregiving, because of my mom being bedridden. He's also, instead of honoring himself, he thinks that he has to give him of himself more, and not having understanding that he gets to actually give to himself, to rest, to have a good night's sleep, and not self-abandoning himself so much for the benefits of my mom, because he thinks that's the only way to go about it. That then his unease is shown in the relation with her, and also with me, when he will be calling me every few minutes because there is some new challenge coming and he doesn't know how to deal with it. And it's easy to lose our head in some challenges when our body is not honored, when our body didn't have enough rest, when our body didn't have proper nutrition, enough hydration, enough movement of our body to be able to move through the challenges that we experience on a daily basis as well. I'm not here to tell you live your legacy and honor your body and forget about everybody else. You will experience challenges, but I'm also giving you a hint out of my own experiences, what and practical tips how to go about it, to be in a better position, to actually be able to be of service on an even more empowering scale when you honoring yourself. And it's easier to honoring others and not attempting to manipulate or fix or control others, or being frustrated. And yes, there is some frustration even when you feeling more awakened and feeling more at joy, at peace, that others have still not getting the point. And still dwelling in their sorrows, and feeling that everybody to blame for their challenges, that they don't know how to get themselves out of those challenges, and attempting all kinds of outside sources, and yes, there is a lot of support out there that making a huge money out of the advices, very practical advices, that maybe this pill, or maybe that supplement, or maybe this will help you to somehow get you more ease, and many times it's based on the fear, and with the promise that not always is actually delivered from those. And I even observing, watching some things on YouTube, and sometimes it's unavoidable having some commercials, and that coming kind of all of a sudden, because more people kind of um, more present, and they understanding that there's not an easy fix to what they were actually working so hard to break their bodies and to push themselves to the limits, that they got to actually put some efforts to recover, to reconnect with themselves. They even going to some like simpler things, more natural things that can actually help the body. I can even see in my mom's recent care, she was on multiple medications, and all of a sudden we keep being asked to remove those medications, and there's a lot kind of coming to more natural. She's also on some supplements, and it's a matter of some actually the importance of the nutrition and hydration that becoming very prevalent, and even providers, regular providers, keep asking about it, to pay more attention to it, which is kind of really unheard of. For many years we've been kind of sold on things to just keep adding things to our arsenal, to have more strength, to keep pushing, keep striving, and going back to simplicity. A lot of circling around advices. Yes, just go outside, spend some time in nature, spend some time in the sun. Yes, those simple things, when done consistently, even in for a few minutes a day, can make a big difference for you, because of you honoring yourself, and you in a better position to support others, and leaving your legacy on a daily basis. So that's kind of the message that I want to share with you today in this beginning of new month, July, and we will be exploring this month about the honor on the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. And it's somehow it's also I've been a bit of a surprise when I had the discernment, with connection with my spirit, to share about the honor in the month of July. And it seems like a perfect month, being in the United States for close to 32 years. That is happening on July 15, and having that honor to be in this country, and building that American dream that many people did, and still working on. And there's a lot of kind of confusion how that American dream should look like those days, without that pushing and striving, but coming in a more natural ways, more aligned ways, to honoring ourselves, and not just observing that others, yes, they self-sacrifice for the independence, that they want a different life, but many times they came with the beliefs, limitations that they brought from other countries, and they continue that journey. So glad to hear it, that possibly there is still hope, that more honor, that there will be a model more of honoring ourselves, so we can honor others, and connect with ourselves, so we actually can connect with others on much deeper levels, and reconnecting, because of all that technology. Yes, it is supposed to facilitate connections on a deeper levels, and on the bigger scale worldwide. However, many times it creates a lot of disconnect because we not giving ourselves enough time to spend time with ourselves and to spend time with the one that we love, and creating that disconnections that we feel it's easier to connect online, to connect through social media with others, and spending hours scrolling than actually spending some time with yourself, and maybe grabbing and reading some book, or maybe going outside, or maybe doing something creative in the kitchen or maybe some painting or some puzzle, or whatever your heart desire, and whatever you feel like, ask yourself about it. And very practical thing that I keep recommending is to put one hand on your heart and one on your stomach, to create more of that ease, that it doesn't have to be being so mental about it, but just creating that presence, that connections, that feeling of returning home at ease, and feel safe and love, and with joy and peace and light and compassion to yourself, and enjoy that feeling. And then the day your days will be feeling much better. When you feel you're going through some challenging times, it's also good to ask some questions, open-ended questions, and patiently finding the answers, or waiting for the answer to show up unexpectedly. Sometimes right after the question, sometimes it takes a little bit extra time that answers will reveal itself, maybe with later, by doing something that you taking your mind off overacting and being very active, or maybe having a conversation with another, connections with another human being, that all of a sudden some thought is coming through that is related to what you've been asking your body to for some answers. So it can come different ways. It's for you to discover how that coming for you, and start trusting more that you have all the answers within, and tuning more to your inner wisdom, inner knowledge, inner truth, and not keep being swayed by the others, and transforming all those inner conflicts to more loving, joyful, peaceful, light, and compassionate ways. So that's the message for today. So keep honoring. Happy 4th for some Canadians. Happy Canada Day. That was yesterday. So happy celebrations. And remember to keep honoring yourself. And through honoring yourself, see you making that through difference and living your legacy, and actually can share that with the others, become that beacon of light, and make that possible for the others. Yes, there's some actions get to be taken when you becoming more awake in that service, and I'm inviting you, if it feels in alignment, to reach out and explore an expansion of our presence and groundness, and see if we can co-create together. You can put in a comments connect. You can also go to awaken-women.com and find the link for connection. You can review some blogs, some free resources there, or check some of the social media channels that I'm on, and usually lately I'm using them to actually to spread the message from my blog posts that will be of service to others, and how we can co-create that legacy and can live that legacy. And those are on the subjects that my inner wisdom and my spirit help me to discern what I get to share, that it's of service to the others. And this month is about the honor, and that's kind of relates to that homey feeling. It's been a 7th month this year, when the words that I've been sharing this year starts with H. So again, have an amazing celebration. Take good care of yourself, and see you around soon. Take care.